Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a stack of sources and digging into a city you might not know as well as, say, Varanasi or Lucknow, but one that's incredibly important in North India's history, Jaunpur. Our sources cover, well, everything from its history to its culture, its architecture, and our mission really is to figure out why it earned the nickname the Shiraz of the East.
Yeah, that title is key.
And what this amazing mix of Persian, Islamic, and Indian traditions really looks like there.
It really is an amazing mix. Jaunpur, it's in eastern Uttar Pradesh, right on the Gomti River. We're talking a legacy stretching back over 6th century.
Wow.
But what makes it stand out and where that Shiraz title really comes from is its golden age into the Sharqi dynasty.
Ah, okay.
That period, it turned Jaunpur into this major hub for Islamic culture, for learning, a genuine Shiraz-e-hind. It became a real crossroads.
Okay, let's unpack that. So how did Jaunpur actually start?
Well, the story begins around 1359 CE. He was founded by Sultan Firoz Shah Tughlaq.
Right, of the Delhi Sultanate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he named it Jaunpur after his cousin, Jonah Khan, who was actually Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq.
Okay, so it wasn't just random.
No. Initially, it was strategic. An administrative center, a military base for the Delhi Sultanate.
Got it. But then things changed.
Big time. When the Delhi Sultanate started to, weaken, Jaunpur saw its chance. The Sharqi dynasty pops up, founded by Malik Sarwar in 1394.
Right, declaring independence, basically.
Pretty much. And under rulers like Ibrahim Shah Sharqi and later Hussein Shah Sharqi, the city it blossomed. It became this cultural and intellectual capital.
So they were really pushing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actively promoting Islamic scholarship, Persian poetry, music, art, all of it. That's exactly when it gets called Shiraz-e-hind.
Drawing that parallel with Shiraz in Persia.
Yeah, which was already famous for its scholars, its poets. Jaunpur became, a beacon of that kind of sophisticated culture in India.
That sounds incredible. A real golden age, you can almost picture it. But history being history, what happened next? How did the Sharqi era end?
Well, unfortunately, yeah, that era didn't last forever. In 1479, the Sharqis were defeated by the Lodis.
And
eventually, Jaunpur came under Mughal control.
Okay. Did it just fade away then?
Not entirely, actually.
Yeah.
Emperor Akbar, he played a pretty significant role in keeping it relevant. He commissioned the Shahi Bridge over the Gomti in the 16th century.
The famous one, right?
The very same. A major infrastructure project that helped revive its strategic importance. But, over time, especially in the later Mughal period, cities like Lucknow and Allahabad started rising.
And Jaunpur lost some of its shine.
It did. It became less prominent regionally. Then eventually it was incorporated into the British United Provinces. But crucially, it always held onto that deep cultural and historical legacy.
And that legacy is literally built into the city, isn't it? The architecture sounds amazing, this blend of Islamic and Indian styles.
Oh, absolutely. The buildings tell the story. They're like a physical record of that golden age, that unique blend.
So where should we start? The fort, maybe? The Shahi Qila?
Yeah, good starting point. The Shahi Qila, the royal fort, built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq way back in 1362.
Right on the Gomti.
Exactly. You can still see these impressive high stone walls. It gives you a sense of its former strength, even though, a lot of it is in ruins now.
Okay. But the real signature style, the Sharqi style, is more in the mosques.
That's where it truly shines, yes. Especially the mosques.
And the Atala Masjid, that one comes up a lot in the sources. Sounds like a must-see.
It really is. Commissioned originally by Firoz Shah Tughlaq, but finished by Ibrahim Shah Sharqi in 1408. It's considered the pinnacle of Sharqi architecture.
What makes it stand out?
It's the scale, for one. Massive gateways, these incredibly lofty arches. But it's also the detail. You see this fascinating blend of Islamic geometry and calligraphy right alongside clearly Hindu motifs. Things like lotus designs, intricate carvings that feel very local, very Indian.
Wow, so a conscious fusion.
A very confident fusion, I'd say. It really speaks to the creativity of that era.
That's fascinating. A visual language of that cultural exchange. Are there other key buildings that show this Sharqi style?
Definitely. The Sharqis were busy builders. You got the Jama Masjid, built later, around 1470, by Hussein Shah Sharqi. Huge for its time. Impressive domes, beautiful stonework.
Okay.
Then there's the Lal Darwaza Mosque, built around 1447 by Queen Raji Bibi.
The Red Gateway Mosque.
That's the one, named for its distinct red sandstone gateway. It's actually built as a private mosque for the queen, a bit more intimate perhaps.
Interesting.
And also the Shanshari Masjid from about 1430. It's partly destroyed now, near the river.
Right.
But even in its ruined state, you can see these hints of amazing craftsmanship. Some scholars think it might show some earlier experiments in their style, sort of leading up to the grander mosques later.
Like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And we have to mention the bridge, again, the Shahi Bridge.
Or Akbar Bridge, yeah. Commissioned by Akbar himself in 1564, finished a few years later, designed by an Afghan architect, Afzal Ali.
And it's still used today. That's incredible.
It is a real marvel of Mughal engineering. And the sources mention this lovely detail. Apparently, there used to be small shops built into its domed pavilions.
Oh, wow. You can just imagine the hustle and bustle on it.
Exactly. It paints a picture. And, while these Islamic monuments are obviously central to Jaunpur's identity, it's important to remember the bigger picture. The city also has significant Hindu temples, like the Shila Devi Temple, Trilochan Mahadev Temple, the Ahmadagi Ashram.
Right, showing that coexistence we talked about.
Precisely. It wasn't just one thing. It reflects that broader religious landscape, centuries of different communities living together.
Okay, so we have this incredible history, this stunning architecture. But what about Jaunpur today? What does all this mean for the people living there now? Let's talk society, culture.
Yeah, because it's not just a museum piece. It's a living city.
Right. And that past feels very present.
It absolutely does. The culture, the community, it all embodies that heritage.
So, language-wise, we're talking Hindi, Urdu, Bhojpuri mainly.
That's right. Those are the main ones you'll hear. And historically, Jaunpur was actually pretty important for the development of both Hindi and Urdu literature. Produced quite a few poets and scholars back in the day.
Interesting. And festivals. I imagine it's quite vibrant.
Oh, yeah. You keep big celebrations for Hindu festivals, Diwali, Holi, Navratri, and equally enthusiastic celebrations for Muslim festivals like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha.
Just like you'd expect, reflecting that long history of coexistence.
Exactly. Feels very natural there. And then there's the food.
Ah, yes. What should we know about Jaunpur's cuisine?
Well, it has its own unique traditions. You've got local specialties like imardi, the sweet, syrupy dessert, and then fantastic kebabs, kormas, lots of dishes with that Awadhi influence from nearby Lucknow. The evening bazaars are apparently quite something. Very popular.
Sounds delicious. So connecting this to the bigger picture.
Well, it shows Jaunpur isn't just, old buildings. It's a living culture. Economically, it's still very tied to agriculture.
Makes sense being in the fertile Gangetic plains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rice, wheat, sugarcane, pulses, big crops for the region. But there's also small-scale industry.
Like what?
Textiles, perfumes, attar is a traditional craft there, and various handicrafts, things that have been part of the local economy for a long time.
And modernization. Is it changing much?
Yeah, there's gradual urbanization happening. You see more educational institutions popping up, service industries growing, retail expanding. It's definitely evolving, like most Indian cities.
And that tradition of learning seems to have continued too, right? From the Sharqi madrasas onwards.
It has. That thread is still there.
Yeah.
Today, the big one is Veer Bahadur Singh Provincial University, established back in 1987.
Okay.
But there are others too, like the Government Polytechnic, Tilak Dari Singh Degree College. So education remains important.
And connectivity. Is it easy to get to?
It's pretty well connected, actually. 2 main railway stations, Jaunpur Junction and Jaunpur City. Good road links via national and state highways.
And airports.
The closest is Varanasi's airport, Lal Bahadur Shastri International. It's only about 35 kilometers away, so quite accessible.
So, pulling it all together, what does Jaunpur feel like today? What's the outlook?
Well, looking at the census data from 2011, the city itself had around 180,000 people, and the literacy rate was over 81%, which is, quite good, higher than the national average.
That's impressive.
And it's a diverse population. Hindus are the majority, but there's a large, significant Muslim minority. And that cultural harmony we keep mentioning, it's still very much a defining feature.
And modern Jaunpur.
You see improvements in infrastructure, those expanding educational facilities we mentioned, and there's a growing focus on tourism now, too.
Makes sense, given the history.
Absolutely. Of course, it faces challenges, urban congestion, maybe limited large-scale industrial growth compared to some bigger centers, but its potential is huge.
Why do you say that?
Because of that strong cultural foundation, its history, and its strategic location, especially being so close to a major hub like Varanasi, it really could reemerge as a more significant player in Uttar Pradesh.
So, reflecting on all this for you, our listener, Jaunpur really feels like more than just another historical city. It's like a living repository of India's composite culture, doesn't it?
It really does.
It embodies all these centuries of, well, Architectural genius, cultural blending, intellectual life, even if it often gets overshadowed by its bigger neighbors.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that history isn't just in the past. It's alive. It shapes the present.
And this deep dive really shows how Jaunpur represents that timeless spirit of India where history, culture, daily life, they're all woven together so tightly.
Couldn't agree more. It's a testament to how the past echoes in everything.
So maybe a final thought for you listening right now. How many other Shiraz of the Easts might be out there? Hidden in plain sight, maybe. Cities with these incredibly rich, intertwined stories and legacies that we just don't focus on as much. What do we miss when we only look at the most famous spots? It definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it?